Back with another shoe review for 2023. Today we're reviewing the Haan GrandPro AM golf sneaker. It's a weird story about Haan. It was my first shoe purchase outside of their casual lineup of shoes. This is my first golf shoe from Haan. And to say the least, it was an experience. Good and some bad. Mostly good. I will go ahead and say I recommend this shoe and why. And you'll want to stick around for the why. You, probably like myself, have been underestimating the quality of their brand. They do have some quirky things that make it hard to stick with them, but we're going to go through that. This was a review that I did not think I would get to here in the early months of the year, just given the weather here in Texas. Winter is starting to come on, what we call a winter here in Texas. So today I actually got a chance to get out on the course. It was a cold round, started at about 49 degrees. And it was drizzling. The course had been receiving rain all week, and so it was a little bit soggy, although it was a pretty well-draining course. But it was a perfect test of this shoe, particularly as it relates to the three things that I rate a shoe on. Golf ability, how well can you play in this shoe? Durability, how well does it hold up over time? And a subjective piece, rockability, style. How can you utilize this shoe in your lineup if you're a fashion person, which I am? I typically like to have some outfits going on the course. So that's the three components that I rate a shoe on. But first, let me talk about my experience in getting the shoe that I actually ended up with. Initially, I purchased the charcoal version of this shoe online, sight unseen, in a 10.5. That is my standard size in Nike and most shoes that I wear. Purchased the shoe on sale. It was marked down to $109 from a $150 initial starting price. There was a 30% coupon that I used and ended up getting the shoe for about $84 after taxes were applied. Pretty damn good deal for a nice looking shoe. I get it in within the week. I'm super excited about the shoe purchase. I put it on and immediately it feels like I'm wearing a clown shoe. This shoe is a full half size bigger than I would wear in comparable shoes. I took some video and pictures of it really quick, but I was quick to box it up and get it ready for return. Went online and, there's a Haan retail store in the mall near me, and so I prepared for that weekend to go return the shoe. Get to the store and there's not many options available in their golf lineup. However, they did have the white version, which I ended up picking up in a 10, and it was a perfect fit. Typically, again, my 10.5 is a 10 in this particular golf shoe. And with Haan's limited availability in stores, I am weary in terms of future purchases, given the limited capacity to try them on. And I'm not sure if that changes within the brand because I have several versions of their casual shoes, and the 10.5 fits like a 10.5. Although I will say one shoe in that particular casual lineup I've bought in a black, a tan, and a white version, and all of them fit a little bit different. I think the black and tan stayed on course. The white feels a little bit tighter. So I don't know if this is just an overall Haan quality control issue, or I don't know if this is style to style. If you bought Haan, please comment below. I'm curious what your experience is with their fit and shoe sizing. So needless to say, I was a little bit disappointed because I really did like that charcoal version. It felt super sharp to me, but that kind of also does speak to the Haan pricing strategy in terms of marking down this charcoal sneaker to get it out of the door. They seem very aggressive in clearing their inventory for seasonal items. Although charcoal is a color that I would typically wear throughout the season, whether we're going into the spring or even in the summer, it wasn't that winter oriented to me. I get it with the wool that could feel that way, but honestly, I felt like it could go through all seasons. Neither here nor there. So I get the white shoe. Again, I thought I wasn't going to be able to get out on the course here anytime soon and do a full review. So I videoed an initial impressions that I hadn't edited yet. Given the weather, I was like, let me just get out and test this shoe this weekend. So we did that. So with the spike system, which I will show you here, you can see that the spikes go in different directions depending on the row. And I was really confident just walking around the house that it would be able to grip very well in course conditions that were varied. With the corresponding row going one way and then the other going back the other way, I was really confident. Just stepping around the house, I could feel the grip on our flooring. And so get out to the course, and that held up. You know, the slick conditions really didn't come into play at all. Through the 18, I did not feel myself slip or did not feel like I was in a position where my grip was questionable. So A plus in terms of golf ability there. I'll rate at the end in terms of that overall. Let's do a quick walk around of the shoe. So on the back you have the updated Cole Haan logo. Haven't seen that until here recently. You can also kind of get an idea of the spikes, their prominence on this shoe. I kind of like the back part. At first I wasn't quite sure if I would like that at all, but I like the slim profile on the back of the shoe and that logo, kind of understated and just simple. I enjoy that. So as you kind of roll around to the side here, I like the profile of the shoe, particularly in the back. When you approach the midfoot area, it starts getting a little bit out of the type of design that I particularly care for. I did like this little insert with the Cole Haan branding with their Grand 60 or Grand 360. It's cool. It did trap a little bit of dirt here in that, so when I cleaned the shoe, it did, you know, need to be cleaned out. Not a big deal, but again, it speaks to some of the kind of finishing and quality issues with the shoe. You can also kind of see the prominence of the spikes from this view as well. When you have the shoe on foot, it does not really stand out. You can't see it. They do compress a little bit, but honestly, as it relates to the golf aspects, worked out very well. And then when you move towards the forefoot, it gets a little bit wide. I don't necessarily love this area here. I'm not a designer, but I know what I like and what I don't like. And I feel like they could have done something a little bit different with the front area of the shoe. I do like the sole of the shoe and just the lines, the straight lines that they've created in the shoe. Very attractive. And hopefully the camera's able to pick up that yellow stitching. I don't love that either. I thought it was going to bother me, but on course and when you're wearing the shoe, you don't even notice the stitching at all. And I don't think it's noticeable to people that are looking at the shoe from a distance as well. It doesn't stand out. The front of the shoe, if you were looking from the front profile, I like it. I do enjoy the laces that they had. That's one thing that you know, I think quality laces on a golf shoe are important. FootJoy does a waxed lace and it keeps you tied up throughout the round. This also did the same. So as I played in these, they held up and I did not have to tie my shoe while playing in the round. They stayed snug the entire time. And here's the inside profile of the shoe. Again, not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Just again, that front doesn't appeal to me, but it's functional. It looks good on foot. And yeah, that's the sneaker. One other little thing that I do want to talk about, which I will also touch again on later in the video, is the leather sock liner. That is a plus point for me. When a shoemaker uses a leather sock liner versus a cloth, it just steps up the quality of the shoe. So kudos to Cole Haan for doing that. Not surprised given their shoe brand. Comfort. Shoe is super comfortable. I wore ankle socks, so maybe I need to consider a different sock when I'm wearing pants. The sock seemed, you know, I felt the leather sticking to the back of my ankle. You'll notice on some of the on-foot videos that I show that I have an Achilles rupture that was repaired. And so sometimes things can get a little bit choppy around the ankle for me. And so that didn't come into play. No-show socks may not be the best choice for this particular shoe. But overall, really good feel, comfort, lasted throughout the round. You know, I'm on this kick this year of dual use shoes. And at its core, this shoe can very well serve as a minimalist white sneaker and be used on and off the course, which again, just to give it its paces and its full wear. I cleaned it up once I got home, went out to eat with the family. This served as a full day shoe with about 12 hours worth of wear. In terms of golfability and playability, I give this shoe a 10 out of 10. And that's rare. There are things that with many shoes, grip or comfort, you're gonna lack in some area. But this is not the case with this Cole Haan shoe. Grip held up. Comfort held up. The ability to shift, turn, and swing at full speeds was amazing. Didn't even come into play and never felt like I was unstable while swinging the golf club. And then going back to the durability standpoint, the only thing that I noticed after the wearing the shoe were the creases in the forefoot area. As you can see here, I might not be able to pick it up, but there's some creases here in the leather. And I get it, that's normal wear and tear, but it seemed super early to do so. That could be due to the wide toe box that this shoe has, that you do have a little bit of room. It does provide additional comfort when you're wearing the shoe, but could provide some extra creasing as the shoe ages. But that's nothing that can't be taken out or worked on if you're really trying to keep this shoe up over time. Also, from a style standpoint, maybe it's just me, but when I look down on the shoe, I don't like looking at a super wide toe box. It makes me feel like my feet are wide. I tend to have a mid-width foot, and so when I see a shoe that's too wide, I don't know, it's just visually it messes with me. That's just maybe my quirkiness for my own self. Generally, I had no problem taking this out, when we left and went to dinner and putting it on and just styling it. I liked it as a minimal shoe. I liked it with the golf outfit that I wore today as well. And so from a style standpoint, I get it. Everybody's not going to like this kind of dad sneaker minimalist. I get it. Subjectively, I put it as a 7.5. Personally, I would say it's about an 8, but I get where people come from when they're like, they don't like this type of sneaker, maybe want a little bit different design. And I don't know why the gray looks significantly different than the white to me. That's just my eye. You make the call. Tell me what you think. Do you prefer the gray look or the white? It's the same sneaker, just different ways that they put the shoe together. So durability, given how the shoe came out of the round, I swing back to that and it's a 9 out of 10. I think the shoe's gonna hold up very well over time, and I look to continue playing with it throughout the summer. I was gonna go back and buy the charcoal version of the shoe just because that same discount code was in play earlier this week, but I went back online this evening before shooting this video, and Haan had marked the shoe down to $69.97 at some point. All the sizes that were available earlier this week, just a few days ago, were gone. I was disappointed to see that, and they also had another colorway that I had not seen on the website already showing at a discount under $100. And it's just very interesting how they put their golf shoes out and put them on sale aggressively. I don't know what's going on with Haan and their marketing department. I will say they are very present. Anytime I open up Instagram or randomly browse on a golf page somewhere, I will see roll ads from Haan. So their marketing team is doing something well because they're getting out there, they're making themselves visible. They were at the top of my consciousness when I was looking at alternative golf shoes for this year. So Haan is doing something very well with marketing. So kudos to them for that. But their distribution and clearing their stock practices, I find very questionable. It's almost like you have to visit the website on a daily basis to see when sales become available or sign up for their email list, which everybody wants you on their email list. But this is an interesting strategy in terms of driving demand. And they have a number of different shoes in their shoe lineup, whether it's formal or this kind of sneaker look, both for men and women. I had been wanting to try this brand, and I come out of it pleasantly surprised with the results in terms of quality and just the aspects of the shoe. Tell me, do you think they're attractive? Is it a shoe that you would purchase? Have you owned a pair of Haan golf shoes at this point, and what were your results? How did they perform for you? Would you go back to the brand, or is it a brand that you would actually try out? Tell me what you think. Get down in the comments. Let's interact. We'll catch you on the next one. Again, hit that subscribe button. We're going to have a lot of content in 2023. Lock in with me. Peace.